You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans. Well, we know EJ DiMera is going to be exposed for replacing Rafe Hernandez with awful Arnold Feniger. But the big question is who outs him? Who figures out Rafe's not the real deal? It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about the growing number of suspicious people in Salem and which of them bust EJ's awful actions. And hey, please click subscribe if you're not following us. Now let's dive in. Right now, there are a number of people that realize Rafe is not acting like himself, not at all. These include Shawn Brady, Jada Hunter, JJ, Devereaux, Gabi Hernandez, Steve Johnson, Belle Black, Javi Hernandez, and a few others. But these are the core people that know something isn't right with the newly reinstated police commissioner. Most of them have written off Rafe's unusual antics to his recent coma. Remember, he was shot and fell into a coma. It was mid-July 2024, and then it was mid-September last year when he woke up from the coma. So he was out of it for a solid 2 months. Personality changes are actually common in real life when people fall into a coma and wake up. But this is like Rafe's kind of a whole new person, which of course he is, except it's not a new person, it's an old person, his doppelganger, blast from the past, atrocious Arnold. This week, things shift even more, casting Rafe in a worse light, and it pushes people to start asking questions. Two people that may realize EJ DiMera has swapped Rafe for Arnold are JJ and Gabi. In between talking about her messy room and making love, on Valentine's Day, they discuss that neither believe that Jada is corrupt. Both of them suspect EJ is behind the accusations against Jada, behind the fabricated evidence. And of course, Gabi really wants to see EJ exposed. She hates him. And the thing is, while looking for evidence to exonerate Jada, Gabi and JJ may trip over evidence that EJ swapped Arnold for Rafe and is out there ruining lives. And another person that might factor into revealing that Arnold's taken Rafe's place is Shawn Brady. Because not only did JJ tell Gabi he'd look into the case against Jada, but he said he'd bring Shawn in on it. And of course, JJ's partner Shawn would help if he asked, but Shawn also has a vested interest in this because Jada and Shawn were flirting this week. They almost kissed. I think they will kiss and possibly more once Jada finds out Rafe cheated. She tapped the brakes on that possible kiss between her and JJ because she's still dealing with heartache. But when Javi tells Jada that Rafe slept with a stripper, I think she may be so upset she goes ahead and moves forward with Shawn. Whether Jada does the deed with him this week or not, I think it'll be soon. And either way, Shawn is going to want to exonerate her. And let's not forget, he hates EJ, and he is going to want to expose him for framing Jada, just to make EJ look bad to Belle, and also out of spite because EJ's sleeping with Belle, and Shawn may want to rub it in his ex-wife's face that her new bed buddy is a piece of garbage because Belle lied and told Shawn sleeping with EJ was a one-time thing. And again, if Shawn goes poking with JJ, looking for info to clear Jada's name, they may find proof of Rafe's lookalike swap. So another twosome that may start digging and reveal EJ's diabolical doppelganger plot are Jada and Steve. Those two are very close. You may recall because of how tight he was with Jada's dad. That's why Steve was the one to walk her down the aisle. And of course, he's horrified by the accusations against her. And let's be real, some of these people, but Steve specifically, should recall that Rafe acted strangely years back, also after a coma, and then it came out that a surgically altered lookalike had taken his place, Arnold Feniger. I mean, you'd think if Jada tells Steve, Rafe's been acting totally unlike himself since New Year's Eve, and tells Steve she wonders if it's from the coma, maybe he gets a flash of inspiration. Even if he doesn't think it's Arnold, because he assumes the guy is dead, you think Steve would mention, this is weird, Jada, but years ago, EJ and Stefano swapped a doppelganger in for Rafe, and they did it right after he was in a coma. So Sammy Brady, who was married to Rafe at the time, assumed that the strange behavior was residual effects from the car crash and coma, causing this personality change. And then Jada could ask, how did Arnold act? And if Steve listed off some of his attributes, Jada might say, that's weird. That's how Rafe is acting now. And it's Salem. So not Steve and not anybody else should ever say, but it can't be Arnold, he's dead. Because, Arnold's makeover to be fake Rafe was the work of the DiMeras, and they have a corpse reanimating mad scientist on their payroll. So maybe Steve should bring this up and they at least question the remote possibility that Rafe's lookalike is back in town, somehow survived. And two other people that could get involved in this are Javi Hernandez and Belle Black. First, Javi tells Jada that Rafe cheated and that it's not like his cousin to do that. But Javi just can't keep the secret, And second, you would think Javi would know from family gossip that his cousin Rafe had a doppelganger at one point. And third, Javi might tell his lover Leo about all of this. And being an ex-soap writer, Leo might say, you know what, Javi? If I was writing this, Rafe would have been replaced by an evil twin. As for Belle Black, she knows EJ's done terrible things, and she also knows Rafe is not himself. Not at all. When he tried to kiss Belle at Small Bar, it horrified her. And when she told EJ he was super mad, I bet he's going to chew Arnold a new one for putting the moves on his girlfriend. And of course, when EJ confronts him, Arnold's going to act goofy as usual. And with Belle keeping a closer eye on EJ now that she knows he's trying to steal his old DA job back from her, there's a chance she could overhear something or see something that discloses the real Rafe's kidnapping and hostage crisis, or that exposes that Arnold has taken his place. I still think EJ has a little more time left to play this out. In the end, his upcoming shooting, I expect it's going to come like end of April as May Sweeps begins, just because of different timing of returns. But I think the shooting is initially going to be thought to be because he took Rafe from his family and replaced him with Arnold. But if my leaker is right, EJ's shooting is really the work of little Rachel Black, who shoots him accidentally after finding a loaded gun his son Johnny left lying around after he threatened to shoot his dad over Arnold raping his mom Sammy back in the day. We'll find out more, but there's lots of people in Salem digging into these false accusations against Jada, and that means EJ will be under a microscope and he may not even realize it. And that puts us on a path to see him and Arnold exposed for what they did to Rafe. But who's it going to be that exposes EJ's dirty deeds and this swap? Well, we'll know pretty soon.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.